So I'm super excited to announce the final coaches that you get to hear from and learn from. You're learning so much as your head about to explode right now, yes? So you've heard from a lot of successful coaches today, right? Well, the two that I'm about to introduce are a little bit newer to the business and maybe were even in your exact shoes last summit. So what I can say is that when I started to build my team 4 years ago, I strive and can only dream to look for confident individuals that, you know, really care for other people more than themselves. And the two ladies that I'm about to introduce to you are actually in my downline, so that is pretty cool. The first one that I didn't know as well is Tarah Carr. And I'm going to be honest with you that, you know, she's very deep in my downline. And the first time I heard her name was in my online office, where you see you have so many coaches, right? In your organization this week. Upline sponsor, Tarah Carr, Tarah Carr, Tarah Carr, Tarah Carr, Tarah Carr, Tarah Carr. Like, who is Tarah Carr? And so that was pretty cool. So I Facebooked her and called Lisa and YouTubed her. And we all talk about inspiring other people. And that's exactly what these ladies do, is they inspire others. They inspire me. The other one is Lauren Knight. I met Lauren 2.5 years ago in my living room. She came to my little house in Plainfield for a new coach training with her husband, Kevin. I'll never forget it. She was attentively listening to me, and I could just tell she was soaking it all up, and never in my wildest dreams did I ever think she was going to do what she has done. But these two ladies together have lost 100 pounds. Yes, I don't even know if they've realized that. And they're both elite coaches already for 2012, and we're only in June. They've already qualified for 2012, and they're at the top of the leaderboard, yes? So I'm so super excited to introduce two amazing women that have become my good friends, Tarah Carr and her sponsor, Lauren Knight.
Speaking in front of you. Kristen asked us to speak a little bit about how this last year has really changed for both of us, because it has been a monumental year. Last year at Summit, sitting in the Platinum Presenters meeting, I was a one-star diamond coach, and I didn't have a huge vision for my business yet. I really was here kind of still feeling like a beginner, and I watched all these beautiful coaches come on stage and receive awards, and even in the bigger arena of Summit, and I thought, I really want to be up there. I want that in my heart, and I felt like I didn't deserve it yet. I deserved to be in the audience because I hadn't worked hard enough like those girls, like these girls and the other people had. So I went home and I said, what needs to change for me? What needs to change in my business so that I can be up there next year? You're going to learn tons and tons of stuff this weekend, and you already have. It's amazing information, but I knew the information was there and I was applying it, but I still wasn't getting where I wanted to go. And I realized that I really needed to change my attitude, because I didn't have the attitude of a leader. I didn't believe in myself. I don't think that I would have set a goal for 15-star diamond or elite coach because I didn't believe I could achieve it. And that was a big deal for me to realize and admit that I wasn't going to act like a leader until I believed that I was one. So I had to start acting like that leader, because leaders make tough decisions. So I went home and said, okay, what decisions do I need to make? I turned off the TV at night, to be very honest. I canceled my cable, and I decided I didn't need to watch the Kardashians last season. I would probably go on without them, and my business thrived because of that. I also decided, it was a very difficult choice, I put my son in full-time daycare for 6 months. And that was tough. My family gave me a hard time. I had friends that gave me a hard time about that because I was a stay-at-home mom. Why on earth would my child be in daycare? I'm home all day. But I knew if I wanted to work this business as hard as I really wanted to, I needed to focus and I needed to stop feeling guilty about the time I was spending away from my son. And then I was guilty about the time when I was in my business. So I always felt guilty neglecting one or the other. And that really helped me focus my time, because if my son was in daycare for 6 months, there was no way I was going to waste time at home. So I really started treating my business like it was $1 million investment, not a hobby anymore. I was really investing my time. I was really putting the decisions out there to be a leader. And then I really feel like Tarah Carr, my personally sponsored coach, came into this business with the attitude of a leader from day one. It took me a year to figure that out, but I feel like she came in day one with that attitude, and I think that's why she's risen to the top even faster than I did. So I want to let her talk a little bit about her experience.
Yeah, one of the interesting things about the last Platinum Presenters meeting is that Lauren and I were sitting together, and I was able to witness that moment where she looked at me and she was like, we had to be out there next year. We didn't make goals together, and I was really excited about it. I was kind of a coach by chance at Summit. I was one of the Turbo Fire finalists with Ashley Stamp, and I didn't really know what that meant. I just knew I was a diamond coach and I had goals, and I heard Lauren's really big goals, and I said, yeah, me too. I'm going to be a 5-star next year, and I want to be elite, but I didn't really know what that meant. So when I went home, I was just really gung-ho, and I didn't make the greatest choices. I signed discount coaches, and I built my network really, 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 really fast. But because it wasn't stable, and I was signing discount coaches, and I wasn't sponsoring coaches, it started collapsing on me really fast. And I would go to Lauren at times and be discouraged and be like, what am I doing wrong? Or what are they doing wrong? And I thought it was them that was doing something wrong. And she was telling me, you have to start helping them and stop selling them. So that was a big turning point for me in my business, is I really started helping people, and I stopped worrying about if I was going to get the sale or not. I also spoke my goals to my team, and I set that tone. So, I told them when I got back, I'm going to be a 5-star at the Summit next year. I'm going to hit elite. I'm going to be a Success Club All-Star. Some of them asked me, what does that mean? And in order to make those goals, I had to find out, how do I hit elite? How do I become a Success Club All-Star? And I started checking out those goals to have measurable goals. Another thing that I did, speak in an active voice and not a passive voice. So when you're setting your goals and you're asking your team where they want to go, I know several people have said this, but it was huge for me. If someone said, oh, I hope to be an emerald, I correct them now, and I'm like, no, when are you going to be an emerald? What's the date? Let's hold each other accountable. I'm going to check in with you on that. Last one, yeah.
Yeah, so when you do have the correct attitude about your business, and I feel that you've really decided what you want out of it, and you're going to go after it, and then you have the confidence in your words to back it up, it takes away a lot of the fear that we have as coaches. I think a lot of us have fear to take action. We learn all these amazing things at Summit and trainings, and you go home thinking, yeah, I'm on this high, but then you still lose that high when you get home because the fear creeps in. I've really found that when my attitude is correct and I'm being confident with what I'm doing, that my fear is starting to really dispel. And Tarah and I talked about what made a big difference for us in going home. Why were we able to take action this year when I hadn't the year before? And I found out that when I got all this knowledge, it gave me confidence. I really do believe if you're going to be successful, like Christine was saying earlier, you have to 100% want it. You find the answers to everything you need to know. That you have to be hungry for the knowledge, and once you have all the knowledge, you don't have the fear anymore. People ask questions. They're going to ask you questions, and if you do not know the answer, that's what's going to make you fearful to go out and present your business to people. Tarah and I both had silly questions asked. Is this a pyramid scheme? All those questions you're so scared people are going to ask. You got to be ready and willing to give them an answer, or you're going to be very afraid to talk about your business. So last year, we both decided, no more fear. We're going to take action. We're going to go home and make a list of things. You want to talk about your list?
I'm sorry?
Your list of the action steps.
Oh yeah, action steps. Well, it's just really important to know your stuff, like I said. So if your goal is to hit elite, you need to know how to do it. You also need to know, not just your products, but you need to know your coaches. You need to know their why. I like to kind of reference my team as kind of like a football team. I'm their coach. I've got all my team members, and I can teach them all the plays as long as I know the knowledge, but unless I'm passing, the same dream and I'm finding out all of their individual visions, not everyone's going to want to win. They're not all going to work together. So as long as I can get everyone together on the same page and know what each individual wants, then we can all work together as a team.
Tarah Carr lives in Okinawa, Japan, and I think one of the huge reasons that she's been successful and that she actually went after this is she did connect. She's flown back to the States 5 times, a 21-hour flight, 5 times, to be at these events. And to me, that spells commitment. When I think her attitude was right from day one, because she was willing to put the money down to pay for the flights, to have people watch her kids, to be here. And when you see commitment like that in the business, it's no wonder that somebody's successful.
A big thing I want to add on that, I'm already getting choked up. You have to have a really deep why to kind of make commitments like that. And mine is my husband. He's in Special Forces, he's a Green Beret, and he's in Afghanistan. And just 3 weeks ago, a team he was hit with an IED. And that's a constant reminder to me of, why am I traveling? Why am I doing this? And it's because I want him home with my 4-year-old and my 1-year-old. And I know that I have the tools to make it possible to do it. And everybody else does too. And sometimes you need that constant reminder. And if your why doesn't sit here and it just, not make you sick, but if it just doesn't give you that feeling, it's not deep enough. And when I found that, I got this bracelet for myself, and every time I get a Diamond Coach, my husband actually gives me a charm, because he's that supportive in it, and there's 15 links on here. And it's not about hitting that 15-star, but it's showing me that I'm making steps, and I'm measuring my business, and I'm moving forward. So have a deep why, definitely.
I think our biggest takeaway was that last year was 6 months into the year when we were here at Summit, and it is again this year too. You've got half a year to decide what you want to do, and where you want to be at the end of the year. Like I said, I was a 1-star Diamond Coach. I didn't even know that I was on the radar to be elite, and I ended up in the top 10 because of what I did when I went home from Summit. The first part of the year, I didn't do much of anything. And I'm surprised that I even made top 10, to be honest, but that shows you the commitment. If you go home today and change everything, or Sunday, and change everything, don't go home today. Go home and change everything. Here, totally turn around for you, but you have to take action. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you
for letting us wrap up.